What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to What's the Word? And I finally let it sink in. It's been long enough since everything has happened, and we definitely need to move on. So before we move on and get up out of here, it's about time I sit down and talk about. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Saturday night's main event, John Cena's last match. Listen, we had an amazing show from top to bottom, and we will get through every match on the card. And then we will talk about one John Cena in great detail, okay? So with that being said, I appreciate y'all for joining me. Please excuse me. I'll try not to cry as much. And welcome to What's the Word? All right, so the show opened up with QB1, the Universal WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes, taking on the Ruler from NXT, the NXT Champion, Oba Femi. Now, I'm going to be straight here, you guys. This one did not end in a clean finish, okay? Just as I suspected and predicted, Drew McIntyre, he got involved. He just blatantly, just straight up ran down and interfered and just basically caused the match to be thrown out. Just straight up. Didn't even care. Told y'all. And let's be real, okay? A lot of people, or a general consensus, if you will, is saying that this move is keeping everybody strong in the end. But in real life, it's only because Drew and Cody are actively in a feud. Now, personally, I predicted that Cody was going to win, but I wanted Oba Femi to win just because, you know, the guy's only been in the system for like 3 years, and he's already his shtick is already stuck. As far as the main roster vibes are concerned, everybody knows it and they're ready for it. So, this was the typical WWE get out of jail free card that is used often. It worked here, but it was a means to an end. All the pomp and circumstance was good. And listen, Oba Femi looked right at home with the presentation and everything. Okay. Now, it was a clever way to start the show. Okay. You get action, you get storytelling, and you immediately have something simmering for WrestleMania season. All right, next up was a match that actually stole some attention early. It was Bayley versus Sol Ruka. This wasn't just an exhibition. Sol Ruka scored a real win over Bayley, a big victory for a rising star. Sol Ruka hit her soul snatcher for the 3 count, and this one was probably the biggest of her career to date. That's actually what this kind of show could do. Give somebody like Sol Ruka, somebody from NXT, an up-and-comer, just give them a shot to do it big on a grand stage. So I feel like, again, Bayley, being the most selfless woman in wrestling today, can do no wrong. And I said she could wrestle a broomstick and it will be in high regards. So again, Sol Ruka ain't no slouch. She earned her pay. But Bayley, it wasn't your day. Now listen, following that, we had, quite frankly, a look into the future as this show was apropos, book behind. It was AJ Styles and Dragon Lee teaming up against, I like to call them the YNs, but it is the young OG, Javon Evans, and the TNA X Division champion, Leon Slater, in a tag team match that was just straight 100 miles an hour. Go, 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 go. Okay, this was fast. This was energetic. And it pretty much was another great spot to where it was like a showcase match to show everybody how good these guys are. Now, listen, even though AJ Styles and Dragon Lee got the win, Evans and Slater looked damn good in that ring, trading high-impact offense and keeping the pace brisk. This was one of those matches where the result didn't steal your attention from the main event, but it added to the show's momentum. So again, shout out to the young OG. Shout out to Leon Slater. Shout out to AJ Styles. Shout outs to Dragon Lee. So listen, right before we get to the main event, we get a shot of everybody that pulled up to come see John Cena's last match. They had a front row filled with everybody. Kurt Angle, Rob Van Dam, Mark Henry. For some reason, Eve Torres, I don't know what the fuck she was doing there, but shout out to her. She got a front row seat. Trish Stratus was there. I saw Booker T in the back. For some fucking reason, Elias was there. I don't know what the fuck he was doing there, but Elias was in there. Haku was there. It was a lot of people. I couldn't see everybody, but from what I made of, that was who I saw there. They was deep, and of course, that takes us to the main event, and then it happened. The main event we've been talking about: John Cena's final WWE match against Gunther. Now, from the bell, this was physical, purposeful, and honest. Gunther controlled much of the match early with stiff strikes and methodical offense. Exactly what you expect from somebody who practically has nothing to lose, and he's been built as unstoppable. Now, don't get me wrong, Cena, with that never say die attitude, he tried to fight back, and he almost got you, but deep down inside, we all knew what was going on. Now, it was once Gunther got put through the announce table with the hey, is where you thought maybe Johnny Boy can turn this around. And, the crowd was definitely behind him. I feel like everybody in that building wanted John Cena to win. But listen, there were moments where it looked like Cena might steal it. He hit a couple AAs, and the near falls, brother, had the whole building shaking. But Gunther always had an answer. Now, as far as I'm concerned, once Gunther locks in that sleeper hold, you're done. You're cooked. And Cena tried to get the hand up on the 1, on the 2, and then right when it went to 3, he put that hand up. He was fighting for his life. And then Gunther came back down with the elbows across the chin. Nighty-night. And then he choked them out. And right before, this is the part that really, really takes it up for me as far as storytelling and junk. As John Cena is being put in this sleeper hold, you see him fading. As he fades away, you see a smile slide across Cena's face right before he taps out. A smile that doesn't say, hey, I quit. It's a smile that says, hey, you got it. I ain't got it no more. And he tapped out, and Gunther made John Cena submit on the last match of the night. And from here, this is where, emotions kick in. And if I had to describe the atmosphere from what I was seeing, it was reminiscent of when Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. At least that's what I was picking up, because again, everybody was just looking so shocked and so perplexed and just so, I can't believe this. And for me, seeing, the smile was just like, I'm done. I don't have to do this anymore. My back hurts. You feel me? So I understand it from a long-term storytelling perspective, because he was never supposed to give up. And it was right at the end. He fought to the very end. And you got to know when to hold him. You got to know when to fold him. You got to know when to live to fight another day. Like John always says, man, listen, tonight's just not your night, kid. And it wasn't his night then. And it's okay, because you had 20 plus years of a good night. Johnny Cena's. And after that, man, the crowd went silent. It went silent for a little bit. And then, it turned up, because it turned into the big yuck fest that everybody was, gonna just run out to the ring and show support. And it was pretty dope. All the superstars surrounded the ring. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk both got in the ring. put the belts, their respective championships, on the shoulders of John Cena, sort of reminiscent of what they did to Hulk Hogan, him and Batista back in the day. You remember that? And the crowd was just chanting, "Thank you, Cena." And I was saying it too. I was saying it too. And then just to seal the deal, he took his shoes off. He took his wristbands off, his shoulder bands, all the bands, and he left it in the ring. And he walked backstage barefoot. Well, we had socks on. But he walked backstage shoeless because for some reason, after a hard day at work, you definitely want to take your shoes off. But in this moment, it just signifies that, hey, these are my boots and I'm leaving them in the ring. I cannot do this anymore. And I feel like I won't be a doucher too bad, but it looks like that crowd too has some choice words for one Triple H. So we'll let that one stew and marinate, and then we'll check back in with that one later on. But in real life, man, I feel like, again, general consensus is John Cena should not have lost in his final match, because as somebody who has no problem losing, it just didn't seem right that, the golden goose, the golden boy, you know, doesn't, do the job on the way out. And being a traditionalist, that's how it's supposed to happen. So you can be mad about it, and you're okay to be mad about it. That's what this stuff is supposed to do. It's supposed to invoke the feeling. It's supposed to make you care. It's supposed to make you do something constructive, and just respond and make you feel. You feel me? So I understand everybody's argument and why it shouldn't have happened that way and how Gunther shouldn't have gotten this. But, if you ask me, if there's anybody who can carry the weight of being somebody who's done something so vile, I mean, listen, this is what he said he would do. And he choked out John Cena. If there's anybody who can carry that weight and be the ultimate villain that doesn't care about what you care about, it's Gunther. And I say now, if this did not put Gunther in that sphere of Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, upper echelon main event type status, then I don't know what more you got to do. I mean, he retired John Cena. He is going to be made after this. So to that, I say thank you, Cena, because only that could come from it. So I mean, that's pretty much my stance on that. I hope everybody else is enjoying it for what it is. But if you disagree, man, feel free to holler at me in the comments, man. Tell me what you think about the finish here in regards to this main event, last time ever matchup between John Cena and Gunther. All right, so that was Saturday night's main event. A solid night of matches with a bunch of meaningful moments for the up-and-coming talent, and a main event match that closed a chapter in WWE history. Now, John Cena's final match wasn't perfect in everyone's eyes, but it was real. And it gave fans something to talk about, celebrate, and debate. Now, listen, y'all, I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all. Please share this to somebody so we can talk about John Cena's last match together. And we can finally, move past it and look forward to the future, because that's what John Cena would have wanted us to do. So please don't forget to like the show, subscribe to the show, follow the show, wherever you get your podcasts at, Apple, Spotify, whatever. Follow me on Instagram at Uncle Black 215. That's 2 C's, no K. Okay. And listen, that has been What's the Word? And in the next episode, we will definitely get into everything that went down on Monday Night Raw, because I'm sure that show is going to have quite some surprises and quite some fallout from John Cena hanging them up. As we always say here, love y'all, appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all in the next video. Or, audio, because this is an audio podcast. So, yeah, in the next joint. Bye.